maturity means that you can now start not just looking after yourself, fighting for yourself, but you can step up and fight for other people. And I love that stuff. I think when we start getting that and the church starts owning that, then we're becoming what the Bible calls mature.
And I think maturity is it's not just time done in church. I think you say this so often that maturity isn't just an age thing. You can be young and mature, but one thing I loved about you've always challenged us and I've learned and I've challenged other people on is that maturity comes by carrying weight. And capacity comes by carrying weight. It's not just something that can be stumbled on one day when. And what I remember you used that illustration, said actually, maybe tell the illustration
How
about
beautiful
the vehicle.
City,
it is a beautiful city. Tell us about that illustration of the vehicle, the weight on the back movement.
Oh, you like that one?
I like that one. It's a goodie.
No, I mean,
I'd get the car wrong.
You know, I heard Mark Driscoll say years ago, so I'm not going to steal someone's thunder. I heard him say, but I've taken that analogy. He used the analogy of a bakkie on soft sand. I mean, you can let the tires down all you want. Those tires will still slip until you put a weight on the back of that bakkie. And you put those tires down. And when a bit of weight comes on, well, then you start seeing the power in the bakkie. And I'm concerned sometimes by young people unwilling to take any load on them. Yeah. Because you'll never see the potential. Yeah. Of what God created. And I mean, I've loved watching your journey as you've taken more and more weight on. And even times I've asked things intentionally, difficult timing, sometimes short timing, giving you less time than maybe I should have to prepare for something, to step up to something, or even conversations that were tough conversations that I've asked you to have, and I've seen you take them on. But what grows is capacity. Yeah. And I think that's
it only comes when taking that on, a capacity.
You put the car creaks. The suspension has to work. Yeah. The challenge, if you don't use the suspension of a car, and I'm guessing now because I'm not a mechanic, but I think that suspension will not work after time. It'll creak, it'll take strain, especially in its later years if it wasn't kept buoyant. And it's the same with life. Yeah. And there's this message, I love the message of emotional health. Yeah. I love the emphasis on emotional health and managing your life and managing your time. But I'm watching people in their mid-20s get married and take kind of push away every potential of growth. Yeah. Because they're pushing away any potential strain to life. Life is about taking on the growth opportunities and saying yes. And you've preached that so many times. Just keep saying yes. I know you say it to all the young guys, just keep saying yes. Yep. And I think that's the reality is that I think, maybe like more a question, and I'm a fan of social media. I love it. But it's a world where everyone's got a voice and hey, your opinion matters, but no one's willing to do the work to make that opinion matter. You know, there's no almost substance to it. There's like, hey, the photo and the caption are like, wow, that's deep and political and spiritually strong or this, but actually there's no life to it. There's no cost of living it. Yeah. And almost a generation that can be, and I'm in that generation, that grows up with a loud voice, but not much backing up of it. No, I mean, I think, let's be honest, how easy it is to become a martyr on social media. It's just so easy. Yeah. You put in a motive post with a backup story, and all of a sudden you're a martyr. Yeah. And what did you actually pay for that price? Let's consider the martyrs in the early church. Let's consider those who were burnt on stakes for the gospel. And I'm talking about church people. I'm talking about church causes now. I'm saying, guys. Yeah. But if there's no cost and there's no pain in the story, I'm telling you, generally the fruit won't be as fruitful because there's pain. Won't be long lasting. There's pain in farming. You got to get in that soil. You got to work it. You got to till it. We were farmers for a number of years, and not us, my family. Parents. Yeah. These hands are clean. An orange tree, a citrus tree, 7 years before it bears proper fruit. Those are 7 painful years. Yeah. If you look at any Bible character, there's pain in every one of their stories. Yeah. And I'm not saying that I want pain for people. What I am saying is I think it's unavoidable in a maturing story. Yeah. Let's get back to that word, maturing. It's unavoidable. Wow, these are beautiful little streets. Who knows where we are, Gabe, but we're having fun. I thought we were heading off to Rosetta Coffee Shop. We're going to get back down there now. We're just going up the hill a little bit. Climb the hill, climb the mountain. There's a preacher there. The mountain of the Lord. But does that make sense? Am I answering your question? Yeah, it does. And I think you mentioned that thing as well, just about keep saying yes. And I think that something that I've learned years ago and still learning, that actually every time I say yes, I grow, in the sense of, I think, not to bash it, because we really do. We love that emotional health journey we're on. So we're learning maybe. And we took our whole staff through that for months. But it is that thing of
sometimes if you're saying no before you've said yes, it's you don't grow. I've just learned that when I was younger.
Look, there are personality types that lean towards that more. I get that, but I'm talking in the context of growth and capacity. I'm talking in the context of what do you want? Because if what you want is a more influential story, it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
If you want that, if you don't want that, then your why is different.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And that's fine. I just think the gospel calls us into a bigger story every time. I don't want to be someone else's story, but I want the biggest story he has for me. And I'm telling you, it doesn't come without cost. It doesn't come without sacrifice. And it doesn't come without growing up.
Yeah.
One of the toughest words I ever got, and I've preached it before, was a man named Bruce Dixon. He was my school SCA leader, Student Christian Association. And I was a small dude with small man syndrome, and I learned to use this thing called my mouth. It was a joke. It was a remark. Yeah. And sorry about that. And he pulled me aside one day. He said, "Hey, Mark, God's got big things for your life." I was probably 16, 17.
Yeah.
He says, "But I want to tell you this word: always a joker, always a joke."
Wow.
And I was like, why is he just killing me? I mean, but he was right. I literally learned a habit.
Yeah, to diffuse situations.
Every scenario had a joke. It's how I got myself out of every scenario. If I was late for a meeting, a joke. If I said something stupid, a joke. And it got me out of stuff most of the time. But the problem is I was 16. That won't help me when I was 36, trying to lead a community. And it was just a great word that was hard.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative for those words that people have spoken, risk relationship, risk energy to themselves, put themselves out to fight for me in that way. So that's the community journey.
Yeah, I won't undermine that story by telling a joke now either. Don't worry, I'll resist the urge.
We've both been guilty of that at times. Let's be honest, Mr. Phillips, but we love it.
I think it's got to be fun as well. You got to, and it's not.
I always said that.
I love the fact that even in this journey, it's a maturity journey. It doesn't mean now it's just getting more and more serious. It's taking yourself less seriously.
Take the serious thing seriously, and the rest.
Come on,
enjoy.
But I just thought the last thought about just saying yes. I remember while we were reminiscing, I remember being 15, 16 and just joined a church and knew how to play 4 chords on a guitar. And I led worship a couple times. Also stressed all Friday at school and all week about how's this going to go. And it was for about 40 kids. But saying yes to these opportunities. And I remember there was a spare week, and the guy who was the veteran worship leader couldn't do it, and he had an excuse. And then I was given this opportunity, and I was like, what do you should I take it? I haven't really prepped so hard. And a guy, Paul Edie, said to me at that time, just always say yes. If there's an opportunity, just say yes. And whether I know that sometimes as you said, all the other stuff that goes with it. But I'm so grateful that maybe it was a bit naively, I've just said yes to opportunities, and somehow stumbled into a bigger world than I think I could have manufactured on my own, because God rewards all the stories in the Bible. The names we know are because the guy said yes. Yeah. Moses, Gideon, Joshua. You can go through the list of guys who've taken ground, and most of them all underqualified.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah, all shouldn't have been.
I can't speak strong. It's just I think the Bible is so littered with those stories that to ignore that motif is dangerous.
So it's a helpful thing. Just say yes. I know there's so much nuanced conversation to leadership story, but maybe that is the
maybe this helps someone.
Yeah, but it's definitely helpful for me. I always get refreshed and encouraged, and I think
we're having fun.
And leadership is a good conversation because there is always more, and I really believe that we've got more as a church. We are in the city. We planted a church in the city.
Come on.
5 weeks before lockdown.
Nailed it.
Maybe that's a good conversation to have as well, just quickly, if we use that in the edit or not. Life Changes City.
We're so excited.
Yeah, what's happening
there, Couldn't be more pumped. We connected with the community last weekend for coffee.
Yep.
Couldn't be more pumped. They're just some spectacular people. And we've said it every time, Gabs, and you've said it, I've said it. We'll do anything just to reach one person.
Yeah.
Just to reach one. If we can just reach one person. We've already reached people with the city plant, but I know God's got so much more for us. So we're trusting God for the many. We're getting to partner with St. Andrew's Presbyterian. What a spectacular building, spectacular people, and we're so excited for what God does. We're driving around the city now. I'm looking at everything. I'm going, God, give us the city. I remember, and I know it's the same for you. My heart, I got captivated by Jesus as a young man, and there were many things that wanted that attention in my life. But I got captivated by Jesus, a young man. I remember responding, Dudley Daniels getting up at a conference I was at saying, who will go plant a church? And I stood on my chair and said, I'll go. I didn't even know what church planting was. What is that? Can you do that? Can I do that? Should you do that? Is that a bad decision? But I wanted to do something radical for Jesus.
Yeah. Did Alan Frau sing, "We will go for the sake of the cross"?
Probably straight afterwards.
Yeah.
And JD got up afterwards, wrote a song during that called On a Cross.
Napkin.
Too many
heard
stories.
The stories, man.
Which way are we going? Is it left or right? Oh, it's left. Let's go left.
Yeah.
And but I remember saying, if God is real, He did something radical for me. He sent His Son to die. Why would I not do something radical for Him again and again and again and again? Like lead people in a world who don't want to lead. You know, it's like where leadership's not a fan. On the gospel where people are losing in. Why would you? Well, because He's done it for me.
Yeah.
And because He's done it for me, I'll keep doing it for Him.